can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
Yeah, we can do that there. Otherwise, it'll sound. Can't hear myself.
But then, whenever you're ready, when you're done speaking, then you just turn it down all the way.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Are you on this one or this one?
I'm 1. I can't hear myself though. Oh no, I'm 2. Never mind. Testing 1, 2. Oh, there we go. That will do it. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Staticky, staticky, staticky. You've got quarterback Jacob Castillo with 5 touchdown passes on the season. He'll back up quarterback Brad Moreno, the shorter back at 5'8". The Bonita Vista Barons, Mount Miguel Matadors. Right across the seam, Devon Jackson. Joseph Gomez. Rex Carnes. Austin Kane coming into the game with nearly 1,300 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. On the hitch route, Atil Tal Khalik. Sue. Looking right, throwing on a hook route. That's Caleb Sue. The hitch. He's got his man, Ryan Hicks. Going up high, Isaiah Fulton, the 5'10 senior. Crap, they have an 85 that I don't have on my roster. helmet bow. Around right now, it's the Aaron Hartfield. Hand off on a delayed counter, Delvon Miller. What's that? Oh, Google. What are you looking for? Oh. That's hilarious. Joe's still down there. We can probably just kind of go with, we'll kind of gear it for when he gets up here, but I'm guessing we'll just kind of do, pretty much go right into it, right as they're kicking off or just before.
That sounds like a job, man.
I know, it was really bad a couple games ago when I did it. It just bothered me the whole game. Running back with over 1,250 yards, 10 touchdowns. failed. What a tackle. Miracle to Sauga. Sauga.
I got a cell phone.
Pando.
Oh, you want to call me? Who's cell phone? Hey, what's up, man? Who's cell phone? 15. Mr. Alvarez.
42, 56.
I think she's calling the cell phone. She calling the cell phone? She calling me?
I don't know, one of the
Yeah, I got a cell
playmakers
phone.
on the Hernandez, Gabe Beast, D lineman, and Brad Moreno, starting quarterback for them. Ricky Alvarez, Moises Villalpando, and John Cordova.
Okay, so board member and parent of Bonita Vista student. Got it. Thank you. School district, school board members, district board members.
You got everything here, buddy?
What?
Go for it, you're good here.
Yes, you can.
Do you have the reads? The live reads? Okay.
Well, I got the ones from like.
No, that's what I have one from like the first week, so.
Who's PA? Are you PA? Yes, Patina just called me. Okay, we don't have a walkie up here. Do we need one?
So anything of importance while you were down there?
Yeah,
Some
they gave me
names?
a new roster.
Oh, they did? Which team?
Bonita Vista.
Good evening and welcome to East Lake High School.
One thing,
I don't know if this is the same. They said they changed some numbers.
Welcome you to the 2012 Cirque du Bonita.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go along. We got to go here in a few minutes. But Any, so we can kind of talk about that for Mount Miguel, how that'll change things around for them. Anything else in particular for either team?
Bonita Vista fired their
by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reclaimed the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Just let me know when we're ready. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Friday Night Football here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. We're coming to you live from East Lake High School. The Bonita Vista Barons will be the home team taking on the Mount Miguel Matadors. I'm Andy Bishop, and I'll be joined by Joe Minnick throughout tonight's ball game. This is going to be a non-league matchup. So you have the Matadors of the Grossmont Valley League taking on the Barons of the very tough Metro Mesa League. It's going to be Mount Miguel kicking it off, starting, going from right to left. Bonita Vista ready to return it, going from left to right. Bonita Vista entering tonight's ball game 2-6. They are without a win in their Metro Mesa League. Mount Miguel, on the other hand, is undefeated at 3-0. And Joe, you got to be excited about this matchup. A couple of South County teams, not in the same league, but we should see a good game here tonight.
Yeah, we should see a good game. Being that it's the Division II, Bonita Vista definitely has a tough schedule, and their team on the field does not reflect their schedule or their record that they have so far.
It's a low-lining kick taken by Caleb Sue, who finds a seam to the near sideline. He'll get all the way up to the 32. Sue, just 5'5", one of the receivers for this team, acting as the returner there.
Yeah, I expect to call that name a lot. Sue has over almost 300 yards in receiving going into this game, so he should do a great job.
Bonita Vista set to go. We'll actually start it at the 31-yard line for them. They'll be led by Austin Kane. He's one of the captains for this team tonight. It's homecoming night for the Barons, I should mention that.
Yeah, and they're playing on a neutral field, which is interesting to have a homecoming game on.
They go handoff left side on first down. Delvon Miller with the carry. Doesn't get much there.
Expect a lot of running from Bonita Vista tonight. They say if they can get, Coach said before the game, if they can get 500 yards in rushing, they're going to win. I assume that can be any team, though. If you get 500 yards in rushing, you're going to win the game. That's what the coach is aiming for tonight. A lot of running.
2 yards on that first down play, once again in a single wide receiver set. This time they give it to the up back, who finds his way past the 35, and they'll mark it at the 36 for a couple more yards.
Yeah, and that's going to force the Barons into a throwing situation now. or you would think would be a throwing situation. The logical answer would be that. Expect Caleb Sue to be the primary target here for the Barons.
Sue gets a lot of action both as a receiver and a running back. So on this 3rd down and 6 play, Kane has his team in an offset I. Play action. He's going to get it out into the flat to his back. It's going to be close as to whether it's a first down. Eddie Quirk with the reception. He's going to be right at about that first down marker.
Yeah, it looks.
And I think the refs are going to give him a first down.
Yes, they will. It was very close. Could have called for a measurement on that one.
So it looked like the marker was right at the 41. They got it 1 football length past the 41-yard line. Eddie Quirk, the fullback, with that reception. This time they go with Delvon Miller once again. He gets it up to the 44 for a gain of a couple.
Yeah, I think the Barons definitely want to also do some ball control here, being that each time the last 2 weeks, it seems like almost every time their opponents had the ball, they were able to score on the Baron defense.
Well, Bonita Vista coming off a pretty tough game against Eastlake last week where they lost by 40 points. They played at this same exact field. So playing here for the 2nd week in a row are the Barons.
And I'm not sure what the stadium situation was at Bonita Vista. Most of their home games this year have been played at Southwestern College, but that site was not available tonight.
Miller bouncing it outside, makes another tackler miss. He's got the first down. Very smooth running by Delvon Miller. Another first down for the Barons.
What a great job by Delvon Miller there. A lot of juking and jiving and cutting back there to pick up positive yardage. Making a lot of nice moves there before he was rustled out of bounds by a host of Matadors.
Delvon Miller, the leading rusher for the Barons coming into this game with 490 yards on the ground. This time they'll come out in split backs from the 43 of the Matadors. They'll go with a pitch to Miller, trying to get around the end. He's got it past the 40. Ball on the ground, picked up by the Matadors. It's going to be a turnover and Mount Miguel ball.
Oh, and that's not what you wanted to happen if you are the Barons. A turnover there. Miller running to the other side, trying to get a little too many yards there. No ball control, and we got our first turnover of the game. And here come the Matadors here on offense. Interesting to see what the Matadors do here, considering they are out without their leading rusher in tonight's game, and that is Dozer, who has over 1,000 yards coming into the game.
Well, they'll go with a first down run. Quarterback keeper Brad Moreno has got plenty of room. He's past the 30 and then finally driven out of bounds inside the 20, I believe, or just outside of it. It's going to be marked at the 21, but a fake handoff by Moreno. He keeps it around right end and gets a huge chunk.
Yeah, and that caught the entire Baron defense off guard. They were expecting to run right down the middle. They got the fake there, and nobody was covering the outside for the Barons. Huge gain for the Matadors.
We'll call it a 34-yard run. This time Moreno out of the gun, throwing it on a nice hookup to his receiver. They get it down to the 16. Looks like they're going to work this no huddle.
Number 85, Alexis Blanco, on the reception there.
You've got 8:05 left on the clock. Mount Miguel with a huge turnover on defense, and now quickly marching into Barron territory at the 16. 2nd down and 5. A low snap, but he gets it to his back. It's Ben Lomabau all the way to the right end. He is in the end zone. Touchdown, Matadors.
And what a run there by him. He was almost untouched until he finally got to the goal line there and then wrestled down by a whole bunch of Barons. But you can see the speed that he carried. He just almost outran the front 4 of the Barons, and nobody was going to stop him until he got into the secondary. And by then it was too late. He was in the end zone.
That was Ben Lamabau, the junior running back, with the first score of tonight's game. Yosu Biaz on for the point after try. A well-placed kick. It is good. We've got a 7-0 game here with 7:44 on the clock. You're listening to your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Well, that didn't take long for the Matadors to score there. And what doesn't take long also is to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the game you are enjoying here tonight. You can sign up for Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. Program allows you to allows your school to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to PlayOnSports/SBP. That's S as in Sam, B as in Barry, P as in Patricia. PlayOnSports.com/SBP.
That's Joe Minnick. I'm Andy Bishop, live from Eastlake High School on the Play On Sports Network, bringing you a South County San Diego matchup. Mount Miguel coming over from Spring Valley near Lemon Grove, just a little east of, south and east of downtown San Diego. Bonita Vista from the Chula Vista area in South County, San Diego. Bonita Vista ready to take it again. Caleb Sue handles it at the 2, past the 10 up to the 20, and mauled by a couple of Mount Miguel defenders as Bonita Vista gets ready for their second drive.
Got to the line, or got to the 20-yard line there, or 21-yard line. They're going to give him a yard, but where he took it, he just might as well took a touchback there. Saved the hassle of getting tackled. But I always kind of wonder that.
Bonita Vista looking pretty smooth on their first drive until a fumble by running back Delvon Miller. And Mount Miguel went down and scored quickly in 3 plays.
Definitely did not take a lot of time for the Matadors to get some points on the board.
This time it's going to be Sue on the carry after getting the pitch, and he's going to be taken down for a loss as Mount Miguel packed the box on that one.
Oh, what a tackle by number 55, Miracle Tasuga, there with the tackle. Miracle Tasuga. And we can expect to say that name a lot tonight. Tasuga. We got Miracle number 55, and number 56 is Josh Tasuga. Both Tasuga brothers are leading the team in tackles for the Matadors.
Yeah, a couple of highly touted defenders here on that Division IV club. Second down carry, they'll go with Sue again, and he's not going to get anywhere. Maybe another loss of about 1, it looks like, on that play. So Bonita Vista going in the wrong direction.
So they're going to make a switch here. The Barons are going to bring off number 3. And that's, actually, I need to get my updated roster here.
That's Christian Villegas, as I believe. This time they'll go with 3 wide receivers to the right side. It's going to be a 3rd down and 16. Kane looking to pass, and he is taken down by 3 Mount Miguel defenders at the same time for a sack. Definitely in there was Josh Tausaga, and along with a couple other of his brothers out there. Javon Davis, I think, as well.
Yeah, Javon Davis was definitely in there on the tackle. He might have got to the quarterback first there, and I just looked for Javon Davis's hideout there, but he is definitely not a big guy compared to his other defensive teammates, and he definitely was one of the first ones to get in there and record the sack.
Rashad Harper ready to return the punt, standing in Barron territory. He's going to take it at the 39 of the Barons and get great field position down inside the 25, but you did see a flag come in there late.
Yeah, we got a couple flags there, but
as Harper was going to the ground.
Right, and I believe I saw one pitched around the 30-yard line, so we might see 2 penalties here for the on this punt return. But either way, the Matadors have great field position. Even if they are marched back 10, 5, 10, 15 yards, they're still going to be in Barron territory.
Well, 3 negative plays in a row on that 3 and out for the Barons, so it pushed the ball back near the 10, inside the 10 actually. So the punter was standing from his own end zone.
And it's going to be a hold against the Matadors. They're going to spot that where the foul occurred at the 35-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Matadors at the Barron 35-yard line. Still a short field, though.
Yeah, they like to go with the spread here. It's Moreno there at the quarterback. This time in at running back is going to be Devon Murray, led by an up back potentially. There to block for Moreno, who's going to throw it deep to the right side and caught at the 5 and into the end zone. It's Rashad Harper. Another touchdown for Mount Miguel.
Wow. That definitely did not take long. And Harper just outran his man on a crossing route going down the middle, going to the right side of the field towards the pylon. His defender wasn't even within 5 yards. Harper was able to sit there for at least 5 seconds and just wait for the ball to come to him.
A beautiful toss by Moreno, getting it to Harper on that corner route, caught it at the 5 and easily stepped into the end zone. Diaz on for the point again, lines it through the uprights with 4:56 left in the first quarter. It's a 14-0 Mount Miguel lead over Bonita Vista on PlayOn Sports, your destination for high school sports.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook, Twitter, and giving you the news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live games on demand on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action you see every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Andy Bishop alongside Joe Minnick from East Lake High. Mount Miguel up early by 2 touchdowns, 14-0. Playing, as I said, at East Lake. And East Lake this week is on the road in a Metro League matchup, a Metro Mesa matchup against Olympian. Really one of the marquee matchups around the San Diego County this week. Sort of the number one matchup. Just above that is La Costa Canyon taking on Oceanside. And that has a lot at stake there. But still some good action here in the South County as we go with another kickoff from Mount Miguel, taken by Bonita Vista up past the 20 and finally taken out of bounds. I believe that was Devon Jackson that was Ryan Hicks on the return for the Barons.
So if you're the Barons, you definitely got to get a long drive here and hopefully put some points on the board, because right now you have not started off the game entirely too well if you are the Barons. And they give up a lot of points last week. And in fact, the last 2 weeks, they made a change in defense, and now the head coach of the Barons is now running the defensive side of the ball.
This time, Delvon Williams gets another carry, or Delvon Miller, pardon me, who has been their best runner so far tonight, minus that fumble. You can see he has a little bit more of the explosion, gets it up to the 32. So a good, healthy gain to start things out for the Barons, who really need to get something going in front of their homecoming crowd tonight, wearing the pink socks for the last week here in Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. They've got those all-blue jerseys on with the gold helmets. Mount Miguel in the white and red.
Those pink socks have really become a part of everybody's uniforms this month.
Now a handoff to the up back, Ricky Alvarez, who was one of the captains for the Barons tonight. Should get the first down on that one, just past the 35.
I'm surprised some teams haven't adopted pink into their color scheme.
Yeah.
Some teams really look good with that pink on, in my personal opinion. And other teams, I don't think it meshes too well.
Yeah, you don't see much over there with Mount Miguel since they've got red as part of the color scheme. You see a few players with some pink tape or some smaller pink socks, but for the most part, it's most prevalent with the Barons. First down setup, split back, so they'll go with a pitch to Miller, this time to the right side, making a nice spin forward as he dives close to the 42. Really, the only way they've gotten the yards tonight, the Barons have, is by giving it to number 9, Delvon Miller.
Yeah. And he tries to do a lot with the ball when he gets the touches, which is good and bad. That the first on their first drive, that's what led to the turnover. He was trying to do too much, trying to make too many jukes, too many spin moves. Ball pop loose.
Second down 5, another give, and that will go to Miller for a loss. Dragged down behind in the backfield. Getting in there first was Javon Davis.
I'm glad you saw somebody, because I just saw 5 white jerseys colliding on the runner there.
Well, you probably had a couple in there on that one, but it looked like it was Davis. First in there, that will go for a loss of 2. So now you've got a third down and 7. 3 minutes exactly on the clock in this first quarter. Mount Miguel again with the 14-0 lead on defense.
The tempo these two teams run are very different from one another.
Kane set to pass, throws it over the middle. You are going to have an incomplete pass. I thought I saw one of the officials call it a complete pass, so that's why I paused for a second. But
yeah, it was definitely incomplete. And actually, number 20, Gilbert Brito, did a great job of arriving on the receiver exactly when the ball arrived to force the incompletion.
Stephen Green set at his own 27 to kick it, gets it away from the 30. A really nice spiral taken by Harper at the 18. Dodges a defender, dragging another one with him as he gets to the 26. And we'll set up another Mount Miguel drive. A quick drive on their first one, 3 plays. The second drive was just 1 play. So
yeah,
it's only taken them 4 plays to get 2 touchdown scores. So
well,
that's some pretty good efficiency.
Well, if they're able to score from this yardage, this would be their longest drive of the game so far, because each time they've started with the ball on the offensive side, they've already been in Baron territory.
The first drive for the Barons went 55 yards on those 3 plays, and the second one was 1 play for 35 yards.
And they like to run a no huddle, so it's so interesting because the Barons take their time with the ball, and actually there is a penalty I'm pretty sure it was after the whistle. So they're going to march the Matadors back to the 15 now. So that was a 10-yard penalty. I did not see the call from our head official here, Bob Hood. And Bob Hood tonight is our head official. Our umpire is Fletcher Calvez. Heads lineman John Gill III. Backline judge is Todd Crawley. And our last official of the squad is Chris Durante.
All righty, a first down, handoff, fumble on the ground. I think that you're going to have a Barons ball for Bonita Vista.
Yeah, and they're clapping like it is Bonita's ball. You can definitely tell the ball came loose before he was down on the ground.
Just what you needed if you're the Barons.
And that is huge for the Barons now, because now they are in Matador territory. If they can put a score here on a score on this drive, this is just a one-possession game after that, really rough start.
I did not catch who was in the backfield. I know Lamabau has been getting most of the looks so far in their few plays, but can't be sure if it was him. 2:25 on the clock here in this first quarter. Two wide receiver set. Kane fakes it. He's under duress, and he's going to be taken down just inside the 30. Coming off the edge, that is going to be Edward Hernandez, the senior defensive end.
Yeah, and they did a play-action fake there. Edward Hernandez did not buy the fake at all. He was in there. In fact, he was in there faster than the running back was, who was pretending to carry the ball.
That goes for a loss of 7. So you've got a second down and 17. Kane under center, looking to pass, trying to set up a screen to Miller. Pass is going to be too high, incomplete. 1:36 left in the first quarter.
And Keith Lusk of the Matadors came unblocked, and that's what forced the throw early and incompletion to a Baron who really wasn't expecting the ball towards his direction. Nice job by Keith Lusk. This Matador defense, I am impressed right now, and I'm impressed with the pressure schemes they're applying here. They're delaying the rush. They're coming fast with the rush at other times. This is impressive defensive scheme run by these Matadors.
3 wide receivers on the field for the first time for the Barons. Kane looking to the right side, but he had his receiver, a tall Khalik, slip, so it didn't end up anywhere near the target. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 17 from about the 25. So you have a fairly long field goal attempt. If they choose to go with that, it'd be about 42 yards.
And I think that's what they're going to do. Well, now they don't know. No, they're not sure.
Well, you talked about that Mount Miguel defense. They've really taken care of things in league play, giving up just 23 points in 3 games. So averaging just below 8 points per game given up. The kick attempt is up, and it is good. Great effort there by the kicker for the Barons, David Villasenor.
A 42-yard field goal for Senor. And boy, did that have a lot of Senor on it. I'm not sure if that makes sense in Spanish, but I do my best here. I guess I should say that Senor had a lot of guacamole on it.
Something like that. You have points on the board for the first time for the Barons. They tack on 3. $1:25 remaining in the first quarter. And at least they got something on the board there after creating a nice turnover inside the 20. Couldn't get anything going on offense, but
yeah,
they do get some points up there on the board.
As you can tell, my Spanish is not the best, and if you do press your SAP button on your computer screen tonight, you will still hear English from definitely me, and I don't know about you, Andy.
All righty, here we go with another kickoff from left to right. Villaseñor places it perfectly. It bounces inside the 10 and rolls into the end zone, so you're not going to have a return by Mount Miguel. Let's set things up a little bit more here. Mount Miguel, 4-4 so far this season. A pretty tough early season schedule before hitting league play. So they started off 1-4 before winning 3 games in a row here in league. Again, this is not a league game. Both teams kind of taking a break from that this week. They will conclude the regular season next week at El Capitan.
And that's a league game, and depending on what happens tonight, they definitely got a share of the league title. And they could all outright win it tonight or next week if they beat El Capitan.
They run it on first down. A good defensive play by the line there. That was Lamabao on the carry. Pretty nice crowd out here for Bonita Vista. Got most of the stands filled on their side of things. Homecoming night, once again. We'll have a little bit longer halftime than normal, about 20 to 25 minutes. 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Handoff right end to the speedy back who breaks a tackle. He's to midfield before finally getting taken down. Devon Murray. And you saw some lightning speed right there.
Yeah, and I'm really starting to wonder why Mount Miguel doesn't run it every play, because their running backs are definitely outrunning the front four of the Barons, and even the linebackers there. They're outrunning them.
They fake it to Murray this time and then give it to Lamabao up the middle. They will lose a yard on that play. That second down run earlier by Murray was a nice 29-yard gain, however.
That little delay allowed the Barons there to get up on the line and make the tackle, and they definitely didn't buy the fake there. Nice patience there by the Barons. That's going to bring up second down and about 11. I think they lost a yard on that play. And
you hear the whistles. That'll be the end of the first quarter. And Moreno will take his troops to the sideline reverse fields, which will be just moving the ball about 4 yards onto the other side of the field. And we'll bring it back with some more action here. 14-3 Mount Miguel as we gear up for the second quarter on the PlayOn Sports Network.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's a great place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school sports and playoff championship events in all sports from all across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
That's Joe Minnick. I'm Andy Bishop. We are here at East Lake High School in San Diego, California. If you're just new to the PlayOn Network, we're glad you're joining us. We do bring action from all across the country every Friday night for football, as well as all other types of high school sports action throughout the week.
And if you're a football junkie, you can start your football watching around 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and really go into 10 p.m.
with those East Coast games. Quick pass out to Isaiah Fulton, who fumbled it as he went to the ground, but the refs will say the ground caused that. So no loose ball. They pick up 5 on that one for a placement at the 47. That will bring up a third down. Mount Miguel gets it inside Barron territory.
This would be a huge stop for the Barons if they can stop the Matadors and force them to punt.
Again, Mount Miguel with the ball up 14-3, trying to tack on more inside give. That's Lamabau. He's to the 35. He's got the first down, making his way to the far side and gets taken out at the 20. A quick 27-yard gain by Ben Lamabau.
That was so fast. Even though the Matador starting running back got hurt last week in the game, they have definitely found some replacements, and definitely fast replacements for the Matadors.
First down at the 20. They've got a trip set up to the right side.
They don't have the size of Dozer, but definitely got the speed.
Moreno setting things up. He likes to roll right. He's looking to the corner. He's got his target, who catches it and steps out of bounds at the 5. That big, tall target, Javon Richardson, the 6'1 junior. Another quick gain for the Matadors, a 15-yard strike. And things really moving smoothly for the most part in this game for the Matador offense.
Man, Moreno, I like him. I like his composure. I like how he rolls out to the pocket. Moreno's only 5'8", 160, somewhat of one of the smaller guys on the offensive side of the ball.
Up the middle with Lamabau. Still a good 2 yards from the end zone. .45 left in the second quarter. Mount Miguel already with a 14-3 lead, looking to increase that furthermore. Out of the shotgun again. Same thing with Lamabau up the middle. He is across the plane. Another touchdown. Mount Miguel.
And good job by Moreno to pick up the low snap as well. And a touchdown again for the Matadors. And now it's 21-3. And are 20-3, pending the extra point. But and it feels like we just started the second half. And
Biaz on for the point after a high snap, and then the kick got blocked. And that will fall no good. So you now just have a 17-point lead for Mount Miguel at 20-3. Unable to convert that PAT. But again, a fast-moving drive from Mount Miguel, moving in that no huddle, and seemingly just sort of at another pace against this Bonita Vista defense.
Yeah, and the other thing too is the drive only encountered 1 third down. The Matadors only encountered 1 third down. If they're able to convert first downs on first and second down each time, they definitely got a lot of weapons, and they're definitely doing a lot of stuff right. And it definitely creates freedom in the play calling, the fact that you don't have third down a lot. You're not worried, this could be our last down.
Mount Miguel, as we mentioned before, will finish off the season against El Capitan. Bonita Vista, on the other hand, will travel to Olympian, just a couple miles away here from Eastlake.
They are a good team. Expect them to do a lot of damage in the Division III playoffs. That's where I believe they play. I think that's right.
That is correct. They made it all the way to the championship against Cathedral Catholic last year, losing in that, of course.
Now,
Cathedral with 5 Division III titles in a row. And they're up there once again in the top 10 in San Diego, beating St. Augustine in the Holy Bowl last week.
I watched this Olympian team last year, and I've seen them this year. And if you want my personal opinion, I think they're almost better this year than they were last year.
So another giant that Bonita Vista will have to face next week. They'll start this next drive from the 20. Andy Bishop with Joe Minnick here. Aaron Hunt on our video for tonight's game. Brian Hugaboom, our producer. 10-20 in the second. Three wide receivers coming out for the Barons. Kane with a quick slant, and Kalik drops it. The leading receiver, still maybe he has one catch tonight, but couldn't handle that one.
Oh, you got to make that catch if you're Kalik. That hit you right in the numbers.
They finally came out with a play that caught Mount Miguel a little bit off guard, but unable to convert. Austin Kane once again under center with a counter to Delvon Miller through the middle of the defense, now finding his way to the far side past midfield and finally taken down near the 35. A beautiful run by Delvon Miller.
Oh, and I thought he was gone, but Davon Murray caught him. And boy, if you thought Davon Miller had speed, I think Murray was even faster when Miller broke loose. Murray was right on his tail and was able to track him down. Basically, probably the only, I don't know per se, but definitely the only Matador on the field right then who could track him down.
45 yards for Miller on that carry. This one going for just about 2.
Tried the same play. That time it didn't work. Matadors were ready for that one.
Well, a little bit of life here for Bonita Vista, as it was a quick hitter that got Miller through that defense on that previous play. 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 33. Kalik and Sue lined up here to the left, the 2 wide receivers. They go again to Miller through the middle. A good chunk there inside the 30 to the 28, so they'll have a very manageable 3rd down here.
And ever since that first fumble by Miller on the first drive, you can see a lot of the Matadors going for the strip. They're letting Miller, it looks like they're letting Miller get 3 or 4 yards right off the bat in order to go for the strip.
8:50, second quarter action. Ball at the 28. It'll be a 3rd down and 3. They come out with just 1 wide receiver. It's Kalik at the top part of your screen, an offset eye to the left. And once again, they give it to Miller. He'll bounce it outside. He is going to get enough yardage for the 1st down, moving out of bounds.
Great job by Miller there to not only get to the outside, but to take on the man and do a stiff arm there to pick up the 1st down. You see a lot of players, especially in the high school level, if they can get out of bounds and not take the hit, they do it. But Miller didn't, took on the man, and got enough for the 1st down.
Ricky Alvarez, the lone back now, the fullback behind Kane, who's going to do a quick 3-step drop, get it to Kalik on that slant that they tried before. This time they do successfully convert it down to the 16, a quick gain of 9.
Yeah, same play to Kalik, the first play they ran on this drive. That one was incomplete, but that one, same play. Kalik was ready this time.
Miller is back in there
in
a single back formation.
I think Kalik knows that he wanted his number to be called again.
Miller getting it, bouncing outside, still not going to be to the 1st down line, and you saw the Mount Miguel defense really stack that line.
Yeah,
they were ready for it, it seemed.
Number 42, Edward Hernandez, on the tackle again. Said his name a couple of times already tonight. 6'2", 196 pounds. Hernandez, a senior.
3rd down and a short 2. And Kane went with a quick drop, tried to get it out to Kalik, but he got hit as he threw it And looks like Bonita Vista is going to go for it, and with the new sub formation.
The way that ball came out, they're lucky that that wasn't intercepted there. They're going to go for, it looks like a field goal again.
Correction, they will try that field goal. Kane staying on the field as the holder.
Well, why not? I mean, you just kicked a 32-yard field goal. This one would be about 29 yards. Or excuse me, they kicked a 42-yard field goal. This one would be about 39 yards, so you're 3 yards closer. You definitely know your kicker got the leg to get it. But the Barons are going to take a timeout here, and they're going to discuss this.
Yeah, they are down 20-3, so with this decent field position, they might want to consider, or they may have considered going for it, but I still think you're going to see the field goal unit out there.
Yeah, that's going to put you down 2 possessions if you make this.
It will be a 34-yard attempt with the holder Kane right in the middle of the field there at the 24.
Is that what I said, or?
I think you may have said 39. It looked like just 5 yards inside of that at the 24 for a 34-yard attempt. Again, it's going to be David Villasenor. We had early movement as Villasenor annihilated it. It was a successful attempt, but of course the penalty flags had been thrown.
Definitely kicked the sour cream out of that ball, but it wasn't good. And the penalty was against Mount Miguel, and that's going to give the Barons a first down.
Yeah, you've got encroachment. That's blew the play dead. So that will be enough for a first down. It was just a fourth down and 2 rather. That moves the ball all the way to the 11-yard line.
That's a huge penalty.
That is big. 20-3 ball game, 7:06 on the clock. Left in the half. Kalik in motion to the far side. Again, they go with Miller, who's met at the line. A number of defenders in there, but I believe you're going to have Miracle Tasauga on that defensive line.
And he lost about 2 yards there. It was interesting. That play went a long time when his forward progress was stopped until we heard a whistle. The Matadors marched him back about 5 yards after that at least. But they gave him forward progress, so only a loss of 2.
Ball now at the 13. Kane rolling out. He's got it to Alvarez in the flat, but he just gets up still outside the 10. The fullback, Ricky Alvarez, a captain on this team with that reception.
And all that, you get 2-yard gain on that throw.
It's not third down and goal. It's still third down and 10. The first down marker is at the 1-yard line, so they could conceivably get that first down and still not score. But you're probably looking for the end zone here if you're Bonita Vista. 3 receivers to the left. Kane looking that way, throwing it across the middle. It is dropped by Atal Kalik. Nobody near him in the back of the end zone. And his second drop, and that one was killer.
And Kalik was all alone by his lonesome middle of the end zone. And he jumped up for the ball and just didn't come down with it. His second drop pass of the night. And that was a big one. That was a huge one. So now Senor's going to come on and attempt the field goal. This looks to be about from the 21-yard line.
Villasenor from 27 yards out puts it through. And that makes it a 20-6 game. Mount Miguel still up by 14. And we have approximately 5:36 left here in the half on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game, as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Well, a huge turn of events on a third down play. A tall Khalik was all by his lonesome in the back of the end zone, ready for a touchdown reception, but it just bounced off his paws once again.
Yeah, and if you're Khalik, you gotta forget about that immediately. You gotta play the next down like that never happened. You gotta get a chance to redeem yourself there and catch some important balls. Your team still needs you in this game.
A high short kick, bounces at the 8, taken up past the 30, running into a defender, or his own player, excuse me. It's Devon Murray.
And it looks like that was the only thing that was going to stop Murray. He ran into his own player to slow down his speed and momentum. And that allowed the Barons to catch up to him finally.
The Matadors will begin their next drive from the 37 once again with good field position. But really, Joe, if you're Bonita Vista, you got to take advantage of every opportunity you got, knowing you face a pretty athletic offense here in Mount Miguel, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, if you're the Baron defense right now, you gotta bear down and try to get them to go 3 and out, which you haven't been able to do tonight so far. But there's always a first time, and this would be an important time if you're able to give your team the ball back and score one possession.
Brad Moreno hands it off on first down. O'Neal Stidham with that carry, a new ball carrier for Mount Miguel.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. They're down there. Second down, and it looks like it's going to be 12 for the Matadors. Lost of 2 on the play.
They are backed up to their 35 now. Moreno calling shots at the line. Switching up the play, perhaps. He's going to throw it on a quick bubble screen to Devon Jackson, who is tackled near the line of scrimmage. Good play by the corner down there. You're going to have Mohamed Zidane on the tackle.
Oh, and Zidane did a great job by tackling him, and he was able to shake off a blocker while doing it. He took on 2 Matadors and won the battle. What a great job there by Zidane. And if you're a Baron on the sideline and that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will.
They do get 2 on that play, but it'll still be a 3rd down and 10 since they lost 2 on the first play. Romero faking it and then rolling out left under pressure. It is batted and intercepted by Bonita Vista, going in for the touchdown score. Giancarlo Santino on the pick 6.
Oh, and the ball was batted, and it was batted off a Bonita Vista player's helmet, and he was there for the interception as well. So it hits 3 players were colliding on Moreno. 1 player bats the ball off the other player's helmet, and the next player intercepts it for the touchdown. And 3 great defensive plays by this Baron defense and that's going to get them fired up. They score a touchdown here. And are they going to go for 2 now?
I think you're going to have them go. No, you got the kicker, Villasenor, on the field. They really only need to go for 1. This will put them to 7 down. And we're still, in the first half.
It's so interesting because we see Austin Kane, their QB, run out, and he's the holder. So we always think they're going for 2.
Villasenor knocks it through. It's a 20-13 game. John Cordova, the defensive end, was the first one with his hands on that interception, as he got his hand on there, and then it bounced around and eventually found its way into the hands of Giancarlo Santino, the junior cornerback, and that is a huge play.
Yeah, and there was a third player in there. I didn't catch his number, but that batted right off of his helmet. So I don't know if they give assists on interceptions, but two important Bonita Vista players should get assists on the INT.
That they should. That will go for an interception return. I don't have the exact yardage, but it was probably around the 25.
Yeah, that's what I would say, around the 25
as
yard line.
You had Ramiro under duress almost immediately from the snap, and he was going back a good amount of yards. The play started from the 37-yard line.
And it looks like he was going to just throw it out of bounds. But great job by Bonita Vista.
We're ready for another one. That is Deshaun Murray avoiding all those Bonita Vista special teamers. Almost juked himself out of the jock strap, but still managed his way to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, what a great... He is so fast out there. I mean, the burst of speed he gets. He just gets the ball and he goes.
Well, that changes things around a little bit. It was 20-3 at one point, and Mount Miguel really looked to be the dominant team, but you've had a few big plays by Bonita Vista here in front of their home crowd. A new drive for Mount Miguel, however. They go up the middle with Lomabau. He gets past the 40 for a couple.
And the energy you see from the Barons now is completely different than their energy in the first half. I mean, these defensive players are on their toes, and they're excited to be out there right now.
3:10 left in the half. You really could feel the wind sucked out of this crowd on that Kalik drop, but a complete 180 with that interception touchdown return. A couple of fakes and then a handoff up the middle. Not much on that play either. I think you got Javon Richardson on that carry.
Yeah. And now you're the Barons again, and if you're able to stop him here, you stop the Matadors once again.
Excuse me, that was Lomabau again. Number 6. Looked like the number 8 for one moment to me. Third down, a big play here. They need to get to the 49 for a first down. Romero going to roll right. Looking for Javon Richardson. Once again, we've seen them run that play, and they convert it once again inside Baron territory.
And Javon Richardson, 6'1", 215. The guy they put on him is 6 feet tall. Although Javon Richardson looks a lot taller.
He's a big boy out there lining up in the slot here on the near side. Handoff up the middle, Lomabel juking. He's got the first down easily. A nice couple of moves to avoid the defense as we tick now exactly at 2 minutes with the stoppage in time on that first down pickup.
Wow. This Matador offense makes their play calling, their running plays look so easy.
Ramiro giving it once again as you kind of see a tired Lomabau out there. That's going to keep the clock moving now at 1:45. Moreno calling out the signals.
This offense is a well-oiled machine. And what I like is they're all on the same page.
They do have plenty of time. And a couple of timeouts to work with. Moreno stepping up, avoiding the rush. He's going to pull it down and pick up the first down, getting out of bounds. And you see the quick wheels on that quarterback.
What a great job. Trevor Kemp applying the pressure there for the Barons, but Marino felt the pressure, just stepped up in the pocket and took off instead of trying to throw it away, because you know what happened last time he tried to throw it away.
1:18 remaining on the clock. Clock stopped. Another handoff to Lamabao, squeaking his way to the middle of the field. They'll mark him down at the 7. Moving forward now at a minute on the clock. Matadors taking their time. Don't really want to leave much time on the clock for Bonita Vista should Mount Miguel score here. Seconds now at 45. And you're going to have Moreno taking it, firing it across the middle, pass incomplete. A little bit of contact there. Atal Khalik on the coverage.
Michael Erickson on the pressure there. Michael Erickson's nickname is the Beast. That's what they call him.
You're going to have a timeout called here by the Bonita Vista defense. That's their second timeout of the half, I believe. 20-13 game. We'll keep it here. So once again, another key drive for Mount Miguel. And if you're Bonita Vista, you really got to hope that you can manage Mount Miguel to just 3 points here.
Yeah, that would be big and key if you're able to do that, if you are a Baron. And that's why they probably took a timeout, wanted to make sure they got the right play. And while we are on a timeout, we just want to remind you that it is homecoming here tonight. Therefore, our halftime show will be a little longer, probably about 20, 25 minutes. So if you get up, get a drink, whatever you're doing at home, and we're not back in 15, just don't be alarmed. It's homecoming night. Tonight, their halftime show is going to take a little longer.
Mount Miguel set up. It's third down. They are going to go with an inside trap to Lamabao, but it is unsuccessful. The Bonita Vista line holding up. Luke Para on one of the defenders there on the tackle. Clock still moving now at 22, and you'll probably have Mount Miguel just call a timeout with a couple seconds and kick a field goal would be my guess.
You would think, but I don't see Marino going anywhere.
Clock now at 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then you finally get the timeout by Mount Miguel. So 2 ticks on the clock, and we should have a field goal attempt, or at least the field goal unit on the field there. Yosu Biaz to attempt. Should be a 24-yard attempt according to my calculations here, but we'll see exactly where they spot it. Nice play there by Bonita Vista to hold. Mount Miguel really moving once again on that drive, but then once they got inside the 20, weren't able to really move much as they pretty much went on the ground. Again, 20-13, Mount Miguel up, trying to tack on 3 more to take a 10-point lead heading into the halftime break. Yosu Biaz ready to attempt this one. We'll call it 23 yards. Appears the holder, Jacob Castillo, is at that 13-yard line from roughly the middle of the field. A good hike, but it is a low kick once again, blocked and no good. So a huge play.
Caleb Sue on the block did a great job, and holds the Matadors to 0 points on that drive going into halftime. Our score 20-3 or 20-13. Bonita Vista trails the Matadors of Mount Miguel.
So you have a series of events there where Mount Miguel was really looking like the dominant team, and the Bonita Vista Barons closed things out on a very positive note heading into the halftime break. And, of course, you'll have the homecoming celebration at that point. Stay tuned here, folks. We will bring you a halftime show in roughly 15 to 20 minutes. We will have a longer halftime period. But stay tuned. Check out some of the other games, but be back here in about 15 minutes for our halftime show. Andy Bishop, Joe Minnick from East Lake High. Bonita Vista still down 20-13 to Mount Miguel on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Welcome back to your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Andy Bishop alongside Joe Minnick. We're at halftime here, like I said, from East Lake High School. Mount Miguel taking on Bonita Vista. Mount Miguel up 20-13. Let's break down the scoring here for a moment as we are still waiting for the lights to come back on.
Kind of warm up here.
Yeah, a homecoming ceremony there. And we'll talk about the king that won for Bonita Vista here in just a minute. But you got Mount Miguel getting off to a very fast start, a 3-play drive that ended in a 16-yard Ben Lamabout touchdown to go up 7-0. Then they turned things around very quickly and had a 1-play drive, 35-yard TD pass from quarterback Moreno to Rashad Harper. And then Bonita Vista did get on the board with a field goal, a 42-yard field goal that was good by Villasenor, so that made it 14-3. Mount Miguel got the ball back, went down and scored to go up 20-3 on another Lamabout touchdown. They did miss the extra point, however. Another field goal by Bonita Vista to make it 20-6. And then you really had, Joe, a crucial turn of events there with a potential drop touchdown by Bonita Vista receiver Atal Khalik. And then just a couple plays later on defense, they came away with an interception touchdown return for a touchdown. It was Giancarlo Centino that returned that for the touchdown. That really gave Bonita Vista the momentum going into the halftime break.
Yeah, it definitely did. And also that stop there by Bonita Vista at the very end of the half where they blocked the field goal. Basically, Mount Miguel during that first quarter was having their way with this Bonita Vista defense. But they have the Barron defense really buckled down there in the second quarter, and while they bend, they did not break, and that's why they are in this game.
Certainly, Joe. Well, they blocked the last two kick attempts by Mount Miguel. That field goal attempt of 24 yards that you were referring to, and then also the previous extra point attempt that Mount Miguel had. That one was a little bit of a high snap, so that was more understandable, but in any case, you had two failed attempts by Mount Miguel. Bonita Vista sort of going into the half with the momentum. We're ready to get going here in the second half. You have Villasenor set to kick it back, who kicks it with that toe pointing forward. That one bounces at the 9. It is picked up by Deshaun Murray. You see a penalty flag there as he's near the 20. He reverses field once again. And he breaks a tackle. He's now outside past the 25 to the 30 and is finally taken down there. Devon Murray.
There was a
with
flag.
About a 20-second run there to start the half off.
There was a flag at the beginning of the play, but let me just say that might have been the longest kickoff return I've seen at a prep level.
Yeah, in terms of time taken off the clock, that was, of course, it doesn't start until he touches the ball, and we see 11:41 on the clock. So that was a 19-second run by Devon Murray.
Yeah, and if you haven't been joining us, if you didn't join us for the first half, I got to ask, where have you been? You missed a lot of fireworks. Literally, you just missed all the fireworks. They actually had some fireworks when they announced the homecoming court. I'm not sure if they have any pyrotechnics back there. I usually thought that was at the end of the game.
Yeah, we had some there at halftime, and we will tell you that the running back / wide receiver for Bonita Vista, number 7, Caleb Sue, was announced the homecoming king. So we'll see if that gives them a little excitement heading into the half. But in the meantime, it's Mount Miguel with the first play of 26 yards on the run by Ben Lamabout.
And once again, we saw that a lot in the first half. The Mount Miguel running backs are just outrunning the first four of the Barons, and the secondary is having to make the tackle on Lamabout.
And there was a penalty on that return by Murray, so they actually started back all the way at the 10. And so things were looking good once again for Bonita Vista, but then you had that 26-yard pickup by Lamabao. That one just going for a yard maybe.
I always wondered, when something like that happens, should they stop the play immediately?
Penalty flags before they can get a playoff. Probably going to see a false start. Nope, it's going to be on the other side. I didn't see any contact between the defensive line. You might have just had a player line up in the neutral zone.
And the flag was thrown so early, and they stopped the play so quickly, you always assume when they do that, that's an offensive penalty.
The ball going up 5 yards now at the 42. 2nd down and 4. Moreno out there at cornerback. And you're going to get another penalty, it seems, on Bonita Vista. Very nice job by Moreno with the hard count there. You could get Moreno possibly if he did had a little bit too much action involved, if he was a little bit too charismatic with that hard count. And yeah, that's what they're going to call, that he moved his hands or maybe his head and motioned that a little bit too much.
Yeah, you're starting to see that called more often this year than in previous years, something I've noticed, on the prep level and collegiate and in the professional level.
You have definitely seen that a little bit more. So basically those last 2 penalties cancel each other out. We'll go back to the 38-yard line.
Still going to be 2nd down, and now the Barons are going to call a timeout.
Yeah, Bonita Vista calling the timeout early in the second half. 11 minutes exactly.
Coach didn't like something. Came back yelling, got in, basically went out there and formed his own huddle with the defensive players, and then came back and he was still talking to himself, and all the coaches came over and patted him on the shoulder and said, it's okay. It's okay. They're still learning. And if you just joined us as well and you missed this news, but he is the defensive coordinator for these last 2 games. They let go of their old defensive coordinator this week.
Murray in motion. They fake the handoff to Murray and go with Lamabao up the middle. Just getting it to the 39. So you're still 6 yards shy of the first down if you're the Matadors. Things looking better for Bonita Vista as they look pretty bad there in the early part of the second quarter before they put 10 unanswered points onto the board, and that's how we stand at 20-13. Here from Eastlake High, Andy Bishop, Joe Minnick. 3rd down play coming up for the Matadors. Ben Moreno at quarterback with 2 wide receivers to both sides. Throwing it across the middle, that is incomplete. Devon Murray looking for a penalty flag, but none to be thrown.
And he wanted a penalty flag on that one. And that forces another Matador a Baron stop.
Yeah, the Matadors were moving the ball effortlessly, it seemed, through most of the first half. But Bonita Vista has really come up with some key stops. Still waiting on a punter for the Matadors, the last one onto the field.
And I believe that's their 2nd time they forced the Matadors to punt all game.
Yosu Bias to get this one away. He's standing just behind his 25. And there you have the homecoming king, Caleb Sue, standing at his 25, ready to return this. A pretty good punt, but Sue taking it right at the 30 and pretty much tackled by his own player. That's going to be Matt Macario, who made first contact.
Yeah.
He probably got pushed by a Matador defender into Sue, but they still got 5 yards on that punt return.
but not the ideal ending King Sue would have hoped for on that punt return.
9:59, just over 2 minutes here into the first half. Bonita Vista with the ball down 7, 20-13. And Austin Kane now with those split backs that he's worked with a lot of the game. Delvon Miller is back, actually more of an offset eye. And they go with a counter play. That's going to start off with a loss, however. First into the backfield, we've called his name a few times tonight, Miracle Tasauga, getting in there from the right defensive end position.
Yeah.
So that one's going to go for a loss of 3 on that first down play.
And his brother Josh plays with him too on the defensive side of the ball. Miracle Tasauga and Josh Tasauga, leading both Matadors in tackles so far this season. Or they're their top 2 tacklers, I should say.
Josh lining up on the inside, Miracle on the outside. This time they're going to bring the pressure. Kane gets it away, and he had an open receiver, but he threw it high. The intended receiver was Robert Garza.
And Mount Miguel catches a huge break there by the fact the referee, who was looking at the quarterback, looked at his throw and did not see the head-to-head contact applied by a Matador there. In fact, he might have seen it. I just saw him come over and talk to the player involved in the hit. Might have gave him a little warning because it wasn't a vicious one. Just might have said, watch the head-to-head.
A third down, a high snap. Kane able to get it. He's going to throw it out and had 2 receivers in the area, Sue and Miller. But it fell right in between both of them, and that'll bring out a 4th down and the Barons punting unit.
That would have been an incredible play by Kane and a receiver if they were able to connect there because of the high snap and the fact that he was forced to step up into the pocket and kind of roll to the right there. Would have been a great play if they were able to convert. Not sure if they would have got the first down.
Rashad Harper ready to return another one for the Matadors. He's at his own 36. Green gets away, a good one. This should take a Barron bounce. It pretty much stays where it hit. And that'll be down by the Barons at the Matador 38. Still a 2013 game. And we've had both teams with possession of the ball almost 3 minutes through the half. But no scoring in this half so far. Matadors ready for another drive here. 4-4 on the season are the Matadors. Barons 2-6. Of course, this, again, as we've mentioned, is a non-league game.
And these 2 teams also play in different divisions, so it's a non-division game as well.
Moreno looking on first down. He throws it. It appears to be intercepted by Bonita Vista. They're going to give it to Atal Khalik, who went up high for that one. And I thought the ball might have hit the ground, but they're going to give it to Khalik, who managed to come up with that one. And he had 2 other passes earlier in the game as a wide receiver that went right through his hands.
Yeah, Khalik and Javon Richardson actually arriving at the ball at the same time, and that almost comes into a tug of war. Khalik wins that one and forces a turnover. Richardson a little upset that they gave him the turnover because he thought it was dual possession.
A risky throw by Moreno. And this time on first down for the Barons, it's Delvon Miller. We've seen him get a lot of action.
And a late flag has been thrown away from the play, right down in the middle of the play. I do not believe this is going to be personal foul against the Matadors.
Yeah, so you had just
That was after the play.
a 4-yard pickup to get exactly to midfield for Delvon Miller, on that first down play.
Yeah, and I think it was that same player on the previous drive that hit the Austin Kane a little high in the head-to-head. I'm not sure what he did there, but I saw the referee come over and warn him on that previous play, and he must have saw something from that same player and gave him the personal foul penalty. So that's going to tack on 15 yards to that one. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the Matador 35 for the Barons.
It sure will. So that ends up resulting in a 19-yard first down play. The 4 yards on the run plus the 15 in penalty yardage. Bonita Vista now inside Mount Miguel territory. Stacking the line are the Matadors. A play action. Kane will throw it deep, and it is incomplete. Trying to get it up high to his tight end, Matthew Pike. Had his hands on it, but could not come down with the reception.
Devon Murray there on the coverage. Great coverage there by Murray.
The back end safety for the Matadors right on top of Matthew Pike. But a good throw by Kane, who really put it only in a position where his receiver could come up with it after being under a little bit of pressure even on the play action pass. Single back with 3 wide receivers to the top side. A quick throw by Kane across the middle. It is bounced and almost intercepted.
Yeah, almost picked off there. Basil Henry.
And Kane is going to be slow to get up, or he's actually still on the ground. So the officials will stop the time. 8:42 left on the clock. We'll take a small little break for an injury to Kane. You're listening to your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're watching here tonight? Then tell your school to sign up for Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. That's S as in super, B as in Barry, P as in Patricia. playonsports.com/SBP.
Andy Bishop with Joe Minnick here from Eastlake High School. It's now going to be a 3rd down and 10, and you have a new quarterback in there, Marcos Kazak. He gets a high snap. The lefty looking for a receiver. He's going to throw it deep, and that's going to be out of bounds, and that'll fall incomplete. So you have the junior quarterback replacing Austin Kane, who went down pretty hard on the previous play.
Looked like that was intended for one of the cheerleaders, or rounding the track there.
Kazak telling his receiver to go right, way right.
Way right.
But did not run into anybody there.
I'm not sure if there's a homecoming dance afterwards, but maybe he was trying to be a wingman for one of the players out there.
You have 4th down now, 8:32 left in the 3rd quarter. They're going to go for it, will the Barons. Now the 3 wide receivers to this side. Kazak standing at his 40. They need to get to the 25 for a first down. He pumps and then he throws it too high. It's dropped by Devon Murray on the back end, who should have had the interception, but at the same time, he was probably okay just letting that go, since we should have a turnover on downs. But you do have a penalty on the Matador defense, a holding, and that should result in an automatic first down. That is a huge penalty.
That ball was over everybody's head. And right now the Matadors are are bailing out the Barons here. Well, they haven't changed the yard markers, though. Chain gain has not changed. Still shows 4th down. I think there's major confusion here from the officials and the chain gain. I still see 4th down. Chains have not moved. Referees discussing this. Our referees tonight are Bob Hood, who is our referee, umpire Fletcher Culver, heads lineman John Gill III, backline judge Todd Crawley, and our last one is Chris Durante.
And you do have that holding call, and that'll result in a 1st down. Ball all the way to the 25. So here we go. 1st down for the Barons in a big formation, just one wide receiver at Sioux. He's going to hand it off to Delvon Miller, who carries the pile with him past the 20. Some good hard running by Delvon Miller, the senior running back.
Yeah, great job there by Miller. Looked like he turned a loss into a gain. And ever since Austin Kane has left the game, the Matadors have been really trying to put pressure on this new QB, who is number 14, Marcos Kasaka.
So it's going to be a 2nd down and 5. Kazak rolling out to the left, trying to find a receiver. He's just going to throw it, and it is caught. No, they're going to call it incomplete as the tight end, Matthew Pike, trapped it. A little bit of a wobbly throw there by Kazak, but gave his receiver an opportunity to come up with it, but a tough catch at the same time.
Yeah, very touch catch for Pike there, and nice throw by Kazak to be even close to complete that. Best throw of the night for Kazak.
A little bit of an undersized QB out there, just 5'8". And he was scrambling to the left on that one.
Well, that's going to bring up 3rd, and looks to be about, would you say 7?
Might be a little bit longer than that. I did not catch the penalty call, but it appears to be a loss of 5, so you're going to have a 3rd down and 9. And Kazak in the gun with 2 backs to either side. He's going to throw it quick on a slant. It is intercepted by Devon Murray, and he might take this all the way back, juking to the inside, avoiding Kazak, who gets nailed, and Devon Murray is through the front door into the house. Touchdown Matadors. And you had the quarterback, Kazak, annihilated as Devon Murray was returning that. Kind of got hit in the side. Maybe could have gotten called for a penalty. But we'll see. Are they indeed going to?
Well, Murray, I don't know. They're going to call a penalty on this now. As you can see, the somewhat small but boisterous Matador fan base on the other side is now displaying their show of not appreciation for the officials that called that play. Barons only ran one receiver on that left side on a crossing route, and Murray was just sitting there.
Yeah,
he didn't even move.
He read Kazak like a book out there and returned at the distance, but you're going to have a personal foul called on the Matadors. So the interception's still going to count.
It's going to be a change of possession. but it looks like they're going to take the penalty 15 yards from the spot of the foul.
So apparently it occurred around the 40. I don't know if it was the hit on Kazak. That happened way down around
that happened
the 30.
on the 40 or the 30 of the Matador or the Barons side.
Exactly. So this one was probably an illegal hit that was too high, and they're going to call it a personal foul. So no touchdown. Matadors with the ball, though, of course, running it on first down. That would have...
and these teams are getting into it. You can definitely tell there are some referees now having to step in and separate some of these players.
That return by Murray would have made it a two-score game. Still stands at 20-13 here in the third quarter, 6:37. A little bit more of a slower moving quarter, a lot of stoppages in play.
Yeah.
Austin Kane on the sideline. Still, the quarterback who got hit pretty hard.
And he has a football in his hand, so maybe if the Barons get the ball back, we might see him again.
Setting up a screen, it's Rashad Harper. He's going to get gang tackled. We have about 9 Barons on top of him by play's end.
The Baron defense, I guess, can be credited with that tackle.
Yeah. You have to split that up about 8 different ways. Quick gain, though, for a few. That's going to get them to the 32. So 3rd down and 3. Matadors going with that quick no huddle. Homecoming night for Bonita Vista. They've got a packed crowd on their side of the stands, a few hundred strong.
They were a little slow to come in here. I don't think they were here during the first quarter, though.
And you've got movement up front. It looks like Bonita Vista is going to be guilty of the penalty. Giancarlo Santino coming off the edge, getting fooled by that snap count once again, or the hard count. And that's going to give the Matadors an easy first down pickup. And we're finally ready to go once again. Moreno out of the gun. A low snap. He gets it quick. They're going to set up a screen. This time it is to Ben Lamabau, who's got the first down past midfield to the 45, the 40, and finally taken out of bounds. They'll actually mark him out at the 43. Another first down pickup for the Matadors.
Great job there by Lamabau on the little screen pass, and Matadors now are figuring out clever little ways to get it to their best players, because once they get the ball and they use that speed, off they go, as we've seen it tonight.
The quick rush in there by the Barons. You could kind of tell that they were setting up a screen. Good blocking downfield for Lamabau. 20-13, no score here in the second half. Almost 7 minutes through the third quarter. We don't have, or maybe we do have a stoppage in play as the head referee makes his way here to the Barons sideline to talk to Coach Greg Raby, who is in his second year as the Barons coach. Still waiting for a whistle. And we're going to have a timeout by the Barons.
They're definitely taking their time here in this quarter. Those first 2 quarters went by so fast.
Yeah.
This quarter, definitely the officials and both teams really making sure they got all the right plays and the right calls in there. And we still have a 1-possession game. No scoring yet, too.
Yeah. 5:09 in the third quarter. Andy Bishop and Joe Minnick from Chula Vista here, East Lake High School. Bonita Vista from the Metro Mesa League. They find themselves in last place, 0-3 in league, 2-6 on the season.
They play in a really, really tough Division II if they make it into the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to face a giant, a monster, in probably Oceanside or La Costa Canyon.
Yeah, one of those teams. They
even some of the teams out east, Valhalla, Helix, all of those teams in Division II. It's going to be a real slaughterhouse in Division II this year.
We're ready to go again, and Brad Moreno has the high keys, going to scramble around, avoid the rush, and make it to the middle of the field. Jukes a cornerback and is finally arm tackled just outside of the 35, but the nifty quarterback showing off the moves.
Yeah. And he ran from one side of the field, cut back, and ran to the other side, and he probably only picked up about, what would you say, 5 yards on that run?
Yeah, probably, we'll give him 6 yards.
But
up to the 37 after running about 50 yards total.
Yeah, from one way to another. Number 23, Centeno, applying the pressure there for the Barons to force him out of the pocket.
Moreno with a quick drop, throws it on an out, caught inside the 30 and picking up the first down.
And there's a late flag here. That's going to be a late hit on Moreno.
Christian Villegas.
That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Moreno is slow to get up. He was hitting behind, and he was definitely hit late. That was a good flag there by the official. He definitely got rid of the ball. Definitely was hit from behind. Hit late. He's slow to get up. We might see a new quarterback here. But either way, that's going to be a 15-yard personal foul penalty against the Barons from the end of the run. And now that's going to set up the Matadors leading by one possession in great field position now.
Yeah, they'll march that off half the distance since the ball was at the 29 or so. So it's now at about the 14.5-yard line. We'll call it the 14.
And the way this third quarter has gone, and if the fourth quarter goes anything like this, this might be enough for the Matadors if they're able to go up 2 scores, just a slow pace of this second half so far.
First down from the 14, the left hash, Brad Moreno.
Motion there.
Wanting to hand it off to Ben Lamabau, but it's going to be an offsides encroachment on the Barons, so that's going to put the ball down to about the 9-yard line.
They're stopping that so quickly, this officiating squad. You usually see if it's offsides or it's a defensive play at the snap. They usually allow the offense to at least run a free play regardless of the outcome.
Now inside 4 minutes in the third quarter, 20-13, Mount Miguel down inside the 10. Ready to go, knocking on the door. Moreno throws it high. Should have been intercepted by Centeno, who had that earlier touchdown return for a score. And that one was just too easy.
Yeah. If that was a Christmas gift from Moreno to Centeno, Centeno would like to open that Christmas gift back. And after he did not catch the ball, he was so upset he was jumping around and he actually hurt his right leg, it looks like. Looks like a knee or an ankle injury from Centeno. It was right. He had the opportunity for the interception. He didn't catch the ball. He was jumping around like, man, I should have caught the ball, and now he's injured. How many times do you see that?
Yeah, quirky play. 3:51 left in the third quarter. Much slower moving quarter than the previous two.
I know a lot of baseball teams out there have had to tone down their celebrations, after a walk-off home run due to the fact that players were getting hurt in the celebration. That's a very similar play. He was so upset he didn't make the interception.
Yeah, kind of the opposite
He hurt himself.
end of things, where you're so mad and frustration that maybe that causes, or at least plays a part in a little bit of a cramp, or hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, he's getting up on his behind now as we take a timeout here. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter, giving you all the news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action you see every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
And Centeno is off the field now, being helped by a couple of fellow players. Just hopping along that left leg, so he couldn't put too much weight on that right one.
And this has not been a good half for the Barons training staff, because this is about the third important player to have to be attended to.
Well, here we go once again, 2nd down and 5 after that encroachment penalty. And you see movement again. It should be this time on the Matadors. The Tasauga brother, Josh, moving first. It appeared from the left guard position.
This is such an interesting half. To be honest, it's been so long, I can't even remember how the Matadors got down here to the 15-yard line.
Well, they had a few runs, a few penalties by the Barons. That late hit on the quarterback being the main one. A low snap to Moreno, handing it inside to Lamabau, but not much. 3:40 left in the third quarter. 3rd down upcoming.
I don't know if the fireworks at the halftime show had anything to do with it, but this third quarter has been a lack of fireworks here. But hopefully we'll see some, and then we'll see some in the fourth quarter. And then who knows? Maybe we got real fireworks after the game too.
3rd down and 10 from the 14. Moreno back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket, left side, throwing it to the corner, and it will fall incomplete. Bringing up 4th down now.
And the Barons came on the rush there, and from our vantage point in the press box here, right on the Barons sideline, you heard about probably about 400 people at the same time call holding.
And, of course, it wasn't called.
And that's going to bring up a kicking opportunity here, field goal opportunity. It's been a huge question mark for the Matadors here tonight.
Yeah, you've got a different kicker out there. It's not Yosu Biaz, it's Rex Carnes. And he gets it away, and that is a good kick. The 32-yarder is good. A new kicker on there, Rex Carnes, and that makes the score 23-13 Mount Miguel. First score of the second half.
Fans, PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also your place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here. I know this section, our San Diego section, the section you and I broadcast in, actually did a volleyball game last night.
Yeah, we've been covering volleyball games throughout the season. A couple of South County matchups, or teams that we've been broadcasting. So you've got a 23-13 game. Things have slowed down here in the second half. Not as much scoring. A lot more penalties, a couple of injuries, unfortunately. But we're ready to go again. Biaz is back there to kick it, and Caleb Sue, King Sue as Joe's been calling him, takes it, and he is stuffed back inside of his 20. So go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, that we haven't seen much from the special teams of the Barons tonight. So hopefully they can get something on track here as the fourth quarter approaches.
They will start right from the 20-yard line along the right hash. And you still have Kazak in there. Kane going out of the game earlier this half. It's been a while since we've seen this Bonita Vista offense on the field. They go with Miller on the carry, Delvon Miller. Just maybe getting past the line of scrimmage for a gain of 1.
Yeah. I think that's about right. Gained about 1 yard, maybe a half yard.
Kazak unable to get much going for his offense here.
Wonder if we're going to see Kane back at all.
We did see him walking around the sideline with a football, but I do not see him along the sideline anywhere at this point. Kazak in the gun, throwing it out in the flat to his receiver, Sue, but could not get a handle on it.
Just a little off target. Sue was open too. You got to think Kazak hasn't had the opportunity to make some, get some chemistry with these receivers yet. Just being thrust in there, and it's always a difficult situation.
Sure is. 3rd down and 9. 2:03 here in the third quarter. 23-13, Mount Miguel. Kazak getting the high snap, under pressure right away, and he's going to be taken down. In on the sack, Josh Tausaga from that defensive tackle position.
Kazak made a few nice couple moves there in the beginning. Just his protection did not keep up enough for him to get a run or make a pass down the field.
Rashad Harper standing right at about midfield, looking to set up his Mount Miguel team with good offensive position. A max rush by the Matadors. Green does get it away, but it goes just about straight up. It almost hits a Matador special teamer, but then it's going to bounce back towards the Barons side of things, and it'll be down at the 27. So,
oh my goodness!
You had a net punt of
about 4 yards,
about 6 yards.
6 yards.
Yeah,
wow!
From the 21 to the 27. So that's not what you wanted.
That went straight up.
If you're the Barons. There was a pretty mad rush there by the Matadors, but not the best of punts that we've seen by Green tonight.
Usually in that case, you're better just going for it if you're only going to net 4 yards on or 6 yards on a punt.
This time it is Isaiah Fulton on the end-around carry. Gets it down inside the 25 to about the 22, maybe the 21.
35 seconds left. Just under 35 seconds.
And that could be the last play of the quarter, but
yeah, Matadors are going to have to run one last play here before the...
Since the Matadors are in that, they do get up to the line quickly. They look like they're ready for another play here. 13 seconds now on the clock.
It's taking his time, though.
But I think they're just going to let the clock melt away with 2 seconds, 1 second, and we're going to have the quarter end. We'll switch things up. The Matadors getting ready to put some more points on the board. They have a 10-point lead heading into the fourth quarter, 23-13 on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
And as we go into the fourth quarter, we want you to stay tuned for our PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
And plenty of players to think about in this game. Obviously don't know who the victor is going to be yet.
Question is, can we get down there in time to grab them? You have to make quite a journey down to the field here at Eastlake High School.
As we mentioned before, Eastlake, who normally plays here for their home games on the road, just a mile or two away at Olympian. That game on Play On Sports as well. So if you haven't checked out the score on that, might want to at some point. We do have still a close game here, just a 10-point difference. Mount Miguel is driving as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Ball at the 27, second down and 5. Moreno giving it up the middle to Lamabau, who gets to the 20 for a gain of a couple.
Close to a first down, at least a yard or two. So it's going to be third, I would say 3rd and 2, wouldn't you, Andy?
I think so. We also got a good game, it appears, going on in the central part of San Diego. University City taking on Christian. That game in overtime, it appears, but still going. Lamabau trudging forward, still going to be, I think, a yard short of that first, and we should see a fourth down.
I covered Christian last week, and boy, did they have an exciting game against Claremont. That almost had everything, especially in the last 2 minutes. I think both teams combined for 21 points, if I'm correct, and Christian marched out of there scoring a touchdown with 34 seconds left, and actually Claremont made it very interesting at the end.
A delayed draw to Lamabau, who bounces it outside, sprinting into the end zone. Touchdown, Matadors. We do have a flag on the field, but let's remember that was a fourth down play, so Matadors going for it. They needed 2 yards.
And that's probably going to be a face mask against Bonita Vista, so this touchdown will most likely stand.
Quick update on that Olympian game. Last update I have, Eastlake 24, Olympian 21. So a really tight ball game. That was about 15 minutes ago, so I don't have anything more recent than that. Just checking out the Twitter feed, you know.
And we are on Twitter.
Yeah, looking at Play On Sports on Twitter, and that was the last update I could find. So,
see, all the comprehensive action here is on Play On Sports, your home for high school sports.
That penalty will be declined. It was on Bonita Vista. So that will go for a 20-yard touchdown run. Ben Lamabau, his third of the game, and another blocked kick by Bonita Vista. Our score, 29-13. So that you never know. That could come into play. That still makes it a two-score game, 16 points. If you're Bonita Vista, that would be 2 touchdowns and two-point conversions. So you never know. Things not looking so great for them right now, but hey, that could come back into play.
And if you're in the Matadors, you've seen so many positives from them this game, but they got to work on their kicking protection here, because that's about the 4th blocked either extra point or field goal that the Matadors have attempted here tonight that has been blocked. They've only converted one of those so far. So
Lamabau with his third touchdown run of the game. This one from 20, previous 2. One was from 2 yards and the other from 16.
And now they're going to enforce that penalty on the kickoff return. So the Matadors are going to be kicking off from their own 45-yard line.
That brings it up 5, so a lot better chance for Diaz to get it into the end zone. Delvon Miller back to return it for the Barons along with Robert Garza. Diaz with another liner. This one will get all the way into the end zone. So that 5 yards ends up aiding the Matadors. 10:38 here in the 4th quarter. So you haven't really seen Bonita Vista do much since Kazak has come in here. You know, he has thrown a few nice balls, put some in some catchable places, but they really haven't been able to get Miller going either.
Well,
you know, their dynamic running back. So we'll see if they can get anything going here to try to salvage this game. Kazak with 3 wide receivers to his left. He is a lefty. He's under pressure right away, but sets up a screen to Delvon Miller. But good pursuit by the line of the Matadors, and that results in just a gain of 1.
Second time they've run that play, and they've only gotten 1 yard out of it. Seems like a lot of work for just 1 yard.
Yeah. Actually, it was probably more of about 2/3 of a yard as the ball isn't quite up to that 21-yard line. We will call it 1, though. Kazak under center this time. And they hand it off to Miller, and that one's just going to get stopped. Stuffed would probably be more of a correct term, behind the line of scrimmage.
Wow. I mean, I'm not sure if Bonita Vista had any blockers on that play. Looked like they didn't even get out of their stance on that play. Once the running back had the ball in his hand, there were about 5 white shirts already.
Mount Miguel looking pretty strong here, trying to move to 5-4. Right now they're at about the 5 or the 6 seed if the playoffs were to start today.
In Division
2, or Division 4, excuse me.
Oh, yes, Division 4.
Last year, of course, Mount Miguel was the number 1 seed. It was really highly contested as to who should be the number 1 seed between them, Valley Center, and Madison, but ultimately it was Mount Miguel that got it. They then lost in the second round to Coronado by over a touchdown, and did not even make it to the semifinals.
Yeah, you usually see Madison and Valley Center in that championship game, and those are 2 powerhouses in in this division, and I believe Parker is in this division too, correct?
No, Parker's in Division 5.
Okay. Parker's a real powerhouse as well in
And
their
then
division.
you've got a draw here on 3rd down to Delvon Miller, but just barely getting back to the original line of scrimmage, so
Yeah, he might
well
even
short
be,
of the first.
might even be 2 yards short of the original line of scrimmage. And we're going to see a punt formation here from the Barons.
8:30 left in the game. Still a 2-score game, but Mount Miguel, for the most part, in control. Let's see if Green can get away a better kick this time. Stephen Green almost gets his punt blocked, but gets an end-over-end one going, and it takes a good Barron bounce, finally picked up by Rashad Harper at around the 35, and he's taken down at the 38. So good punt coverage by the Barons, and they really have to come up with a quick defensive stop if they want any life left in this game. You just seem to have a little bit of a tired, worn down Barons team.
Yeah.
No scoring from the Barons in the second half here. It was, of course, a 20-13 game at halftime, now 29-13.
Anytime they've had the ball, they've gone 3 and out, so there hasn't been much for these Baron homecoming crowd to get very excited about. Once they crown the king and queen, there hasn't been much to cheer about if you are a Baron fan.
Exactly 8 minutes remaining. Mount Miguel set to go to work again. Moreno taking the snap, but he fumbles the exchange with his back. Bonita Vista recovers. On the recovery, Christian Villegas. And maybe that's just the kind of play Bonita Vista needed to get things turned around.
I'm not sure how Moreno lost that ball. It looked like there wasn't even a player, even his own player, next to him that caused that interception or that fumble. It looked like the ball just slipped out of his hand.
Well, I think they were going with a delayed handoff, and he tried to get it to Lamabau, but the exchange just did not go down correctly, obviously. So,
well, if the Barons can connect here, that would be very exciting for this Bonita Vista crowd.
A gift for them. Delvon Miller gets the first down carry and gets a quick 7 yards. So you saw a hard run right there. A little bit of a momentum swing.
Tasuga on the tackle there. That time it was Josh Tasuga. This would be huge if the Barons could score a touchdown and get this crowd back into it and set up an exciting finish here at East Lake High School.
Kazak faking it, and then he's finally going to throw it across the middle, going up high for the catch. It is caught. Touchdown, Barons, Matthew Pike. What an outstanding effort to go up high and bring it down.
And you got to give a huge assist to Kalik on that play. Number one, he was wide open. Kazak was about to throw it to him, and then he sees Kalik pointing to Pike, 42 down the middle. Throw it to him. Touchdown, Barons. And now we got a 10-point lead here for the Matadors, but the Barons are going to take a timeout, and I think they're going to consider going for 2 to make it a 1-score game.
Yeah, I think they definitely are going for that. They just need to mull it over a little bit more and decide which play they're most confident in. I think Pike was actually open originally down the seam, but Kazak wanted to roll out a little bit, and then.
Well, I was looking at Kalik all the way, who was open on the side, and if Kazak would have thrown it to him, it would have been probably about a 5-yard gain, before he was finally tackled or wrestled out of bounds. But he pointed right to him because he saw Kazak was looking straight at him, and then he says, "Don't throw it to me. Throw it to Pike. Throw it to Pike." Might have been one of the funniest plays. You got to give a huge assist to Kalik on that touchdown. I'm not sure if you can, but the coaches should probably give him a huge assist there.
7:06 left in the fourth quarter, 29-19. And the Barons going for two. Kalik in motion. They're going to run it up the middle with Miller, who appeared to maybe get near the line, but then he was just stood up, and that will be no good on the two-point conversion attempt. That looked like a pretty good play,
right,
kind of in the middle of it, but then once he got hit, it was just over.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, number 56, Josh Tasuga on the tackle there, and that might have been the cruelest thing he has done all night, because once Miller got the ball, it's like everybody on the sideline was chanting he was in. He was probably stopped about the half-yard line before he finally met Tasuga, and I think Tasuga just stood there at the half-yard line saying, "And this is where you will not go. You will not go any further from here."
Well, we still have a game here, 10-point margin, 29-19. Still plenty of time left here, 7:06.
So if you're the Barons, though, when do you start thinking onside? It's 7 minutes too early for onside, down 2 possessions. And I think, and I just say that, and then I see the line that the Matadors are lining up with, and they're thinking exactly that. They got, they got more than 8 players on the front line ready for if the Barons do an onside kick.
They are indeed ready. 6 on the front line, 4 about 10 yards behind them, and then 1 lone back around the 15. They're going to send it on a short high kick, taking it at the 29. I think you got Lamabau, the running back, who gets forward to the 39. So we'll see. A lot of the Bonita Vista points have come off turnovers from the Matadors, who have, kind of had a couple plays where you shake your head and they're just, kind of hurting themselves, kicking themselves in the foot. So, it's really been a game dominated up front, in my mind, by the Matadors for the most part.
Yeah.
We still have a 10-point margin, so you got to be happy if you're Bonita Vista.
I mean, it's amazing because it looks like the Matadors have really controlled both sides of the ball this evening, and it's only a 10-point game with 7 minutes left.
Moreno taking a 5-step drop. He's throwing it deep, a wide-open receiver. It's Rashad Harper, who is all by himself, gets it back down to the 30. A one-play quick strike from the Matadors.
And
a gain of 32.
And he had to wait about 10 seconds for that ball. It seemed like 10 seconds for that ball when Moreno finally threw it to him and saw he was wide open. By the time he caught it, 3 Baron players caught up to him to make the tackle, but he would have caught him in stride. He would have been gone.
Yeah, Harper had a similar catch on that first touchdown reception, or first touchdown pass by Moreno of 35 yards, and now they're going to chug it up the middle with Lamabau. Now just trying to eat some of the time off the clock and maybe put up a few more points on the board.
Yeah. They might even go for it here on 4th down. They might have ran that first play just as a long, as a way of doing almost like a long punt if we decide to go for it on 4th down. and we don't convert, the Barons have the ball in their own field of play, not ours.
So we've got 5:50 on the clock. Murray coming in motion. They try to hand it off to him. Moreno picks it up, and he's just going to keep it around the left end, avoids a defender, and then finally steps out of bounds inside the 20, but a broken play, and I think that's going to result in a first down.
Yeah.
Could have been disaster again for the Matadors, but Moreno with a heads-up play to turn things around.
And we've seen that before. You know, it seems like the Matadors have hurt themselves a lot tonight on silly plays that you kind of don't think would happen or is possible.
Well, that'll move the ball to the 17, so indeed a first down, 5:35.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
In the fourth quarter, 29-19 Matadors. And Lamabau again.
I mean, the Matadors are definitely trying to score here, but they're not in any hurry to do it.
Keeping the ball on the ground so far on this drive for the most part, minus that first play where they got 32 big yards on the Moreno-Harper connection. Inside 5 minutes now. Moreno again to Lamabau, who's got some room, now breaking it to the outside, and he's going to go untouched into the end zone, and that effectively puts this game out of reach. Touchdown, Matadors.
Yeah, you've seen it all night. These Matadors running backs just running past the front four of the Barons, and right then and there just wasn't enough field for the secondary to bring him down.
Another touchdown run, number 4 for Lamabau, making his case to be our PlayOn Sports Player of the Game.
And that's so key, too, for this Matador offense, who have really made their season off of the running game. And when you lose Dozer, who has over 1,000 yards, actually over 1,200 yards in the season, you know, how do you replace that? Well, I don't know if you can, but they definitely found some other guys to replace him.
Yeah. Lamabau having a pretty solid game. Also, you see some speed out there with Murray. You really got to like what he brings. And then the connection with a couple of those receivers, Javon Richardson and then Harper with a couple key receptions. So really a pretty balanced Mount Miguel team. They take a timeout here before the extra point attempt. If they put this through, that would make it a 3-score game and pretty much end this thing for sure. Although even if at 16 points, the way things are going, you got to like, you know, Mount Miguel in this one.
Yeah. I mean, but this is where, I mean, I was saying it a couple minutes ago. This is where the Matadors have shown their weakness, and where Bonita Vista has shown their a strength is in the special teams, and the kickoff, the field goal coverage for Mount Miguel, and the field goal pressure for Bonita Vista has, I mean, that has heavily favored Bonita Vista tonight in all, you know, in that facet of the game.
And here we go with Rex Carnes on to try the point after. It's a low missile, but it finds its way through. So you've got now a 36-19 lead a 17-point advantage for the Matadors. That pretty much ends things here.
Carnes might have found a new job there on the Matador football team.
4:44 left in the fourth quarter. Quick update on a game we've been following a little bit here in San Diego. University City playing Christian. University City wins in overtime with a 2-point conversion. So Christian scored first to make it 31-24. University City then scores a touchdown on their chance, and then they decide to go for two, and they win it.
And you know what that does for University City and Christian is that brings a big question mark into that league. Who is the champion? We thought last week when we saw Christian, that Christian Claremont, that was the game to look at. Christian came away with the victory, but then everybody was assuming that Christian was going to hang on to beat University City. That is not the case anymore. If University City wins next week, I believe they are the champion, regardless of what Christian does.
And now you've got a kick, fielded at the 1 by Delvon Miller, taking it to the 30 and now bouncing it to the near side. He's to midfield, one man to beat. Finally knocked out of bounds at about the 25.
Finally, Bonita Vista has a little momentum here, but do they have enough time? Being down by 3 possessions at 4:26.
Yeah, 17 points down, 4:26. 26-yard line is where it was finally marked. And that was a 73-yard return by Delvon Miller, taking it from the 1 all the way to the 26 of the Matadors. Kazak back out there with his 3 wide receivers to the left, gets a quick snap, steps up, throwing it across the middle. It's intercepted by Devon Murray. We've seen him all game, and he could take this back all the way.
No, but he's going to catch him. But there is going to be a late flag against somebody.
He's going to go all the way back for the score. Devon Murray, touchdown Matadors. But like Joe said, there is a penalty flag.
We got a Matador down around the 30-yard line. And this was getting chippy, too. I mean, referees talked to some of the players a couple of times.
Caleb Sue was the Baron that got hit, I believe, limping around. And that's no way to treat a king if you're the Matadors.
And so this penalty is going to be against Mount Miguel again.
On another long touchdown.
So it's going to be...
It gets called back, a touchdown return, that is. Both by Murray, I believe.
Yeah.
On interceptions. Oh, but still waiting to hear on the call. You've got the Mount Miguel sideline all cheering.
I think there's two flags. Because the flag came out after Murray was gone. And my first initial thought, because I saw a Bonita Vista player down, I thought it was going to be on Mount Miguel. But then you see the Mount Miguel player down. So then you think, was there a retaliation call?
Well, it's going to be a touchdown.
So now it's going to be a personal foul against Bonita Vista. Yeah, good job by the officiating crew to get together, huddle up, and make sure they got it right. So now the Murray touchdown will stand. And I don't think that leaves this game in any doubt. What do you say, Andy?
I think you're correct in saying that, Joe. Right now, a 42-19 game with 4:06. And that was a 90-plus yard touchdown return. I don't have the exact distance on me, but Carnes.
I think he got it around the 4.
Chile
So that would be
Carnes.
96, right?
Yeah,
I think that's where he
somewhere
intercepted
right around
it.
that
So.
mark, yeah. So that puts it through
And
47, or 43, excuse me. Yeah, 43-19. My apologies there on that score. 43-19.
And that was such a great run back
Miguel.
by Bonita Vista. You can definitely tell. I mean, you know, a play like that definitely shows don't give up on a play because, you know, they pushed him out and they get a turnover and a touchdown. So, you know, just because he creates a great run back, 75 yards, you know, there were two Mount Miguel players that didn't give up on the play, pushed him out of bounds. 2 plays later, you get an interception and a touchdown.
Well, Mount Miguel now going to go to 5-4 and finishing off with El Capitan. They've effectively locked up the league crown as Monte Vista and El Capitan were both 1-1 in league heading into tonight. So both those teams playing a league game.
Yeah, but I, you know, you definitely next week you're definitely going to see Mount Miguel come out and play. You know, even though they won league, they're definitely wanting to go for the undefeated league record to show that they are the best team in their league.
And they definitely have a good shot of getting a first round bye, as the top 4 seeds in each division get that first round bye. Since 12 teams make the playoffs, you have seeds 5 through 12 playing those first round games, and the top 4 getting a breather for a week. So that could be big. They definitely are kind of in the running for maybe that 3, 4, 5, 6 spot, somewhere around there, depending on how things finish up the last couple weeks. And you might have an offsides here on Mount Miguel as they kick it off from the Barons 45. And that might move the ball back to midfield. And as we talked about before, Bonita Vista sort of on that bubble right now. They were, depending on different sources, around the 12th seed mark. So this does not help their cause, although they did, you know, Mount Miguel has got a pretty good record and schedule that they face, so it's not like the Barons just totally got blown out here tonight. And they do, of course, play in a tough league. Chula Vista, Otay Ranch, Eastlake, Olympian, all within a few miles here. All really good teams. You could probably make the case that this is the best league around San Diego, the Metro Mesa League.
Or the North County, the league that Oceanside, La Costa Canyon.
The avocado, one of those avocado leagues up there. But this, I mean, four teams there, the top 4 teams are all going to be playoff teams there for sure.
My favorite part of this area, especially on a Friday night, is you go around the Olympian area, you could basically see about 3 or 4 games, different games, within 3 or 4 blocks of one another. You don't even need your car. You can you can park your car at Olympian, take a little bit of that game in, head on over to Otay Ranch and take some of that game in, then head over to Mater Dei. You don't even need to. You can use your feet. It's so funny. They're all in, 3 or 4 blocks of one another.
Yeah, and all these schools pretty much have gone up within the last several years. And most of them with these nice new football fields, just like the one you see in front of you here at Eastlake, that big T in the middle for the Eastlake Titans.
And I'm not sure what Bonita Vista's situation is with their football field, but they have played all their games this season at Southwestern College, And tonight they're playing here at Eastlake College or Eastlake High School. This is technically a home game for them.
And they'll go on second down with a nice run, lowering the shoulder. Francisco Valdez with a hard run there, the junior running back. You've got a new quarterback into the game for the Barons, Nick Capos. The third stringer finds his way in there after Kazak.
And I think
his night comes to an end.
I think the Valdez family is sitting right in front of us because there are some people that are very happy about that, or maybe they're happy about the cheerleading tableau that we just saw.
Capos handing it to Valdez once again.
We're seeing a lot of chippy play out there right now from both teams. Even though it's just a run play, we're seeing a lot of chippy play out there.
43-19, this game all but over, just a little over 2 minutes to go.
It's amazing, too, at halftime this was a one-possession game.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about, it seemed like Mount Miguel had really outplayed them.
Yeah.
But just kind of a few plays here and there kept Bonita Vista close. And even into the third quarter, things were looking okay.
It was still close.
They were holding it together. They got a turnover inside of Mount Miguel territory. But just couldn't finish things off. They go with the reverse, and that is played very well on the edge there. Jalen Walker, the leading sacker, you could call him, the linebacker for Mount Miguel, ready for that one.
Yeah. A little trickery there by the Barons, but those Matadors were not fooled at all.
Bonita Vista again finishing their season against Olympian, at Olympian.
We've got about 1:15 left to go here in the game.
And a mishandled snap right off the bat. The ball was on the ground.
And the Matadors have recovered it.
Yeah.
We'll just
Another
probably
turnover.
see a couple of knees here.
Carissa Laulu on
Whoa.
that recovery.
That was a mouthful.
Number 53, the junior lineman, Carissa Laulu on that fumble recovery. Quick to get there. You said it, Joe, just a couple of snaps. Actually, we should just see two.
Laulu should be a name in the spelling bee.
Should be a word. I'm not sure what the definition of it would be when the contestants asked for that.
Or what is it? They also ask for the word of origin, or
yeah, the country of origin, or that sort of thing. Mount Miguel just needing to get their team onto the field and snap it twice with 59 seconds.
I once saw
left to tick.
I was watching one of those spelling bees, and I saw one speller actually use his foot. He would spell the words with his foot, and then he would. Anyway, back to the football game. That is 43-19 with 50 seconds left. Enough about the spelling bee. That's not till May. I'm not sure if we cover the spelling bee here on PlayOn Sports.
One more kneel down for the Matadors is all we need to finish this one off. 43-19 is going to be the final. That will do it here from Eastlake High School. The Matadors of Mount Miguel put together victory number 5. They move ahead of the 500 mark. 5-4 all together on the season, and now 4-0 is in league. The Bonita Vista Barons dropped to 2-7 on the season, 0-3 still in league since this was a non-league matchup. That's going to do it, though. A 43-19 final from Eastlake High School. Mount Miguel victorious Andy Bishop and Joe Minnick. We will be back here in just a couple of minutes to wrap things up. We'll try to get our player of the game and interview him for a minute and then wrap up everything with a little analysis. So stay tuned to your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3, beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3, beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Back here on your PlayOnSports.com post-game show. We're here at East Lake High School, where we're just wrapping up a 43-19 game, a win for Mount Miguel over Bonita Vista. I'm joined by our player of the game, Ben Lomibau, who had 4 touchdown runs. I have to ask you, Ben, how satisfied you are with this performance. It seemed like you guys were a little bit sluggish, kind of midway through the game, made a few mistakes, but ultimately won by 24. So how would you assess your team's performance?
Like, we picked it up, and, like, all of us together, we played as a team. And, you know, we ended up driving the ball. We got, like, 1 interception, but we got back up and started playing.
All right, Ben. You guys were riding a 3-game winning streak coming in here, all league victories. Now this is a non-league victory, so that makes it 4 in a row. Talk to me about your team's chemistry and how you guys are feeling kind of as we make our way to the back end of this season.
Well, our team, we're really close, like family. That's number 1. Like, we're all together. We go to practice every day. You know, everything's good, and we go and play out.
Ben, this is our first time here on PlayOn Sports featuring you guys this season. Tough way to end last season. Tell me your experience. I know you're just a junior this year, if you were on the team last year, and how things kind of ended early for you guys in the second round of the playoffs.
Well, it was good, but we lost a couple key players, but we ended up, like, practicing all the time and keeping it up.
All right, and one final question to you here, and we'll let you get out of here. How far can this team go? You're in Division IV, plenty of good competition at this level. You guys had kind of a tough early season schedule, but you know, kind of what do you think you guys have in store this rest of the season?
I believe we could go far. That's it. That's if we practice every day, you know, keep doing our work and just stay on top of it. You know, yeah.
Alrighty, there we have it. Ben Lomibau, our player of the game with 4 touchdown runs, leading his Matador offense of Mount Miguel to a 43-19 win over Bonita Vista. Stay tuned here on PlayOnSports.com. We'll wrap up our post-game show from East Lake High School.
We can get a player up here.
Ah, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information,
Here we are back on our post-game show on PlayOnSports.com, wrapping up everything from this 43-19 game. Joined again by Joe Minnick, my analyst throughout tonight's ball game. Just talked to Ben Lomabau, and he had a pretty incredible performance. How would you assess how Mount Miguel kind of brought things back together? Only being up 7 at halftime, they really turned things on there in the second half.
Yeah, I think they, well, it's not like they didn't turn things on in the first half. They were definitely controlling the ball, both sides of the game, offense and defense. I just think they put together a lot of good long drives and made sure when they got into the red zone or into the barren field of play, they converted this time, and that's something they didn't do in the first half, and they just wore out the Barons in that second half, and they had a few unfortunate breaks there in the first half, and they were able to overcome it and play really well defensively and offensively.
Now, going forward for Mount Miguel, what do they have to do in particular to get to that next level and maybe make a run at that Division IV CIF title?
Well, it's really hard to say, being that we only saw them play Bonita Vista tonight. I haven't seen, this was my first time watching the Matadors play this evening. I do know, in this game, their special teams is definitely a huge question mark. That's something where the Barons really outplayed them. I mean, they blocked extra points, they blocked field goals, and that's something the Matadors need to address, especially the protection, because if you're in a close game, that 1 point, those 3 points definitely can make a difference in everything. And then the other thing I noticed about their schedule is when they play a team above 500, their record is not up to par. So it should be interesting to see how they do against some of these more elite teams in their division and in their conference.
Now, on the other side of things for Bonita Vista, held it together a little bit, and then ultimately things fell apart. Sort of a bubble team in the Division II standings like we talked about. If they do happen to get into the playoffs, do you think they can steal away a victory maybe in the first round?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They almost stole away this game tonight, as you can see, a few lucky breaks here and there. It should be interesting going forward to see what the status of their starting QB, and they also lost one of their receivers tonight on an injury, who also plays on the defensive side of the ball. So it should be interesting to see if they can overcome those injuries and really make a case for to in the CIF playoffs if they get there. And they can definitely steal a game or two. Especially, they got some lucky breaks tonight, and they were able to convert on them. And they're definitely a team. You can definitely see the team unity out there, and that's something that can bring a lot of teams together. And if they get hot at the right time, which they have the capability of doing, they could do some damage in the CIF playoffs.
Well, we'll see what happens. Next week will be the final week of regular season play here on PlayOnSports.com, so be sure to tune in to all of our matchups if you have a chance. From all of us at Play On Sports, our videographer Aaron Hunt, our producer Brian Hugaboom, my partner Joe Minnick, I'm Andy Bishop. Thanks so much for joining us here on Friday Night Football. We'll see you next week, and again, tune in anytime you can to your home, your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is
was a total team effort.